Food fortification is one of the most cost-effective interventions out there. I think the benefit-cost ratios are off the charts, 37 to 1. Every dollar you spend, you get 37 back. Perhaps more importantly, it's an intervention that reaches the very poorest and that those who are most at risk of malnutrition, because it adds vitamins and minerals to foods they're already eating, cereals, rice, wheat, maize, and things like edible oil, which pretty much everyone uses for cooking. So it's very powerful in reaching those who, let's not forget, 3 billion people can't afford a healthy diet. So this is a very kind of a good safety net, stopgap, temporary measure to cut through to that. Micronutrients are essential for a whole range of things, immune system development, nerve development, muscle development, cognitive development, you name it. I think three member states really took the lead, Colombia, Malaysia, and Ecuador. And one of the ministers said, there are more countries that are not fortifying staple foods than countries that are fortifying staple foods. And I was actually, even though I'm kind of an expert in the field, I was a bit surprised to hear that, especially because countries like European countries, North America, they've been fortifying food for the last 100 years, staple foods. So it feels like a real missed opportunity, an unfinished business, if you like. And I think that was what was behind this resolution. I think it will create momentum. So, and it's it'll inspire. So I think that's what it will do. It will create policymakers at the national level that want to fortify their food will have an additional pillar, if you like, to fall back on to say, look, this has been endorsed by the World Health Assembly. All the ministers of health of all the countries have said this is a good thing to do. And WHO will be mandated to collect data on fortification. How is it going? What's the implementation like? And that will really give us lots of clues on, it'll highlight successes, it'll highlight challenges, and that everyone can learn from that. I think there are lots of barriers actually. Sometimes a lot of policymakers are very focused on food security, filling people's stomachs with food, very understandably. Hungry people usually vote against whoever is in government, and of course we don't want anyone to be hungry. But they don't see often it's called hidden hunger, micronutrient malnutrition. So a lot of it's due to invisibility. Policymakers don't really understand that. The policymakers that do understand it might think it's expensive. It's actually not. It raises the cost of staple food by 0.1%. It's nothing, and very often the businesses will take that on. Sometimes businesses are against it because they think, it's just one more regulation from the government that I have to adhere to. I have to develop food safety facilities that I might not have had to develop otherwise. And then sometimes civil society is against it because it feels like a silver bullet, even though the people who talk about fortification say it's not a silver bullet. It's part of a portfolio of things we need to do.